this is about 60-something days under lock and key. Fani Kayode, even with a court order, is under lock and key. We have a lot of people who are under lock and key. The Tompolo issue you're talking about, Nimasa and the rest, there is a process that you should follow. But if a government fails to adhere to rule of law, you make people skeptical to say, instead of me going there and I'm held down, then I will be running. These are the issues we had raised in the past. Are you sure about the process that led to the pursuing of the said individual? What value have this individual added to government when he was on the side of government? And what will it cost the government when he's on the other side? These are the things that I expect security analysts to put in place before they move on. But I think that going forward, because we are worried, as I speak to you, our mothers are in the forest. Children are in the forest. Chiefs are in the forest because the military have invaded Baramatu. And they are going to be invading more areas. You will never see these people if you go this way.
Well,
but like you asked, what do we do? First of all, if you announce the resumption date of the Maritime University, it would have been like an icebreaker to everybody in the Niger Delta, especially the people of the region. Then we can start talking and people will listen. But when we are talking and the government don't seem to be listening, and then you'll be hearing of meetings that are held and millions of dollars are spent and all that, it is difficult to build confidence.
Sorry, Chamberlain. When we talk about development in the region, I think you started off pretty well talking about the other phase of the amnesty program, which should have come. It was like an interregnum, a move to put some kind of measures in place for development to come to the Niger Delta region. We didn't quite see that second part during President Yaradua. We didn't see it even during President Goodluck Jonathan. And now you have moved your argument into pursuit of others. I wanted us to go back to what Chamberlain asked. Even when they have a case, and you say some of these people are being extrajudicially tried or held down somewhere, is that the reason, or some of the reasons you think some of the people who say they are the avengers, is that what they are avenging?
Well, for me, I don't see any justification whether a court issue you're going to answer a question that you were asked by government should warrant destruction of pipelines. And so for me, I think there should be more to that. Look, there are a lot of dimensions to it. There are economic dimensions. Some people feel that the businesses in Niger Delta must leave and come to a certain section of the country, and then we'll be partaking in this process. There are a lot of dimensions. I expect that the security agencies should do their job, and I'm sure that they will unravel it. But you see, when you talk about the other aspects not being put in place, people usually say that, but you had good luck for 6 years. That's blackmail. I see it as blackmail. Do you expect us, as Niger Delta people, who have been agitating, and then eventually a president, by mistake, there was no time that Nigerians sat to say, let us make Goodluck Jonathan president. No. But we had a Yaradua there. Nobody ever expected that he was going to die. I'm coming.
He was elected.
Unfortunately,
he was duly elected.
Unfortunately, it all happened that there was a calamity, and then he stepped into the shoe. He was not prepared to go and be president of Nigeria. But immediately he got into office, you saw how the Boko Haram started distracting him. When Yaradua was there, didn't we have Boko Haram? But because the Boko Haram felt that they had their own brother, they couldn't have been destroying everywhere. That's the same thing. You don't expect Niger Delta people to start distracting.
Is it a case of tit for tat?
No. Will I destroy my house if my father builds a house, I'm in the house, he's leading the house, I'll begin to destroy it. I'll be destroying myself. When we as Niger Delta people supported Goodluck Jonathan, Jonathan was not elected as Ijo president. Jonathan was elected as president of Nigeria. And there were so many issues in this country for him to address. And so if we as Niger Delta people begin to say, the agitation was on. It didn't stop. But, at that time, people were listening. You could say, do this, we will do this. Even if we are not going to do it now, it's in the pipeline. So people understood. Jonathan did not abuse the rule of law. Jonathan was not indiscriminately arresting people from a particular section. If not, you would have seen what would have happened. Jonathan did not say, I will only appoint Ijaw people in government.
Is it right to say that the arrest has been sectional? Because I thought that we have seen people from different parts of the country that have been held by the same government.
Can you go and do an assessment in EFCC jail, and you will see the ratio of the Southerners in that jail or the PDP people in that jail with respect to the other? They were investigating banks that received contributions from businessmen. If I'm doing business in an environment and the government makes it conducive for me, I will contribute. Anywhere in the world, you contribute. Some of those people that they mentioned, they contributed here and they contributed here. Why are you now prosecuting them for one party and not asking them the money they spent in the other party? The richest man in Africa was actually the fundraising committee chairman of PDP and also supported this other side. So if you are prosecuting this, why are you not prosecuting this? If monies went through banks and you say these banks must be dealt with, what of the other monies that the opposition used? Did they carry the money on their head or use wheelbarrow to push the money?
Are you in touch?
So when you do these things, you build bad blood. Look at the appointments that are going on, especially in the Ministry of Interior. Are other Nigerians not qualified? Why should the entire parastatals in the Interior Ministry be headed by one section of the country? Look at the employments that took place in CBN. Is it because we have not started going to court to question the federal character content? The entire list was to appease persons in government from one section of the country. Look at NNPC. NNPC we see it as our own. Because of course you are the oil is from our region, just like our Greek ministry is seen as for the north. You came in, sacked everybody there, and in restructuring, you did not restructure it to reflect the people. Now look at the implication. There is crisis in the region. Who are the people in government that can go back home? But if you had done your appointments accordingly, by now you would have deployed your machineries in government to say, go back home to talk to your people. So you have a widespread of people in government, because you have followed the federal character, that can go back home and start talking, and gradually you will see people listen.
Are you in touch with the Avengers?
No, I'm not. I'm not in touch with the Avengers. Look, people accuse me that Udengs is Avengers. But what are the issues? Why are we always talking about Avengers? Why are we not talking about the issues? This underdevelopment in our environment that have been the basis for which the agitation have gotten to this point started with Isaac Boro. What happened? Isaac Boro left university as SUG president in Nsukka. People think that Isaac Boro was a street boy. He served this country. He left the university to ask questions. Why are you not doing this? He was killed in the process. Ken Saro-Wiwa was killed because of the same issues. Udengs Commission talked about the same issues. The Niger Youth Council was formed in 1998 to address the same issues in a non-violent way. Mbend came out and said, this on a Kulu temper will not listen to her, and started their own. They were raising the same issues. Now an Avenger has come and raised the same issues. Is it not common sense in this country that we should address those issues and see whether we can now use that to sift the criminals from the people? Because if you crush the Avengers, after a while, just as the amnesty came and appeased 30,000 people, what is the ratio of 30,000 compared to the generality of our people that are suffering in the Niger Delta?
If the government were to begin to implement some of these things, how does one get across to the Avengers if you're not in touch with them?
Look, I keep asking a simple question. There are no jobs in the Niger Delta. You talk about illegal refineries. Anyway, that's another issue that we will discuss. Government goes to destroy those refineries without an economic alternative for the youths, and you're looking for an Avenger. Who is actually destroying the environment? Have you seen the way the military destroys those refineries? As I speak to you, even the AGO you are using here, go and do a forensic exam. You'll be surprised that it's coming from the Niger Delta forest, including the villa. I have said it severally. Do a forensic exam in those tank farms, and you'll be amazed. They will go and buy 35 naira per liter because it is a product they have put in machinery. They would come and sell 140, collect what do they call it? Subsidy on top. That's why they can buy private jets and fly up and down, spend money anyhow. You destroy those places without an alternative. You are looking for avenger. You cut Niger Delta amnesty program budget from 64 billion to 20 billion. So you have not paid stipends. A lot of young people who used to make so much money illegally had adjusted themselves to 65,000. You have cut it. You are not paying them.